You're lying in bed, lights off, body finally still, and your mind picks that exact moment to replay a conversation that never happened. The one where you finally tell your boss what you actually think, or where your ex admits they were wrong, or where you say the perfect thing instead of the awkward thing you actually said at lunch. You didn't choose this, it just started playing, like something in your head flipped a switch the second the rest of the world got quiet. Why does the brain wait until you're trying to sleep to start writing fiction? Here's what's strange. This isn't random. Not a malfunction, not overthinking, not your phone rotting your attention span. It's a specific mechanism, doing a specific job, and it only shows up when the conditions are exactly right. During the day, your brain is busy. Meetings, texts, traffic, decisions about what to eat, all of it demands attention right now. There's no room for rehearsal. But the moment you lie down and the sensory noise drops away, something shifts. The brain doesn't power down, it changes tasks. Think about a construction site at night. During the day, it's all noise and movement, trucks, workers, hammering. But the office trailer where the blueprints get reviewed? That only gets quiet time after the site shuts down. Your brain has a version of that trailer. It's called the default mode network, and it only gets the floor when nothing else is competing for it. And what does it do with that quiet? It runs simulations, not memories, not exact replays. Simulations, reconstructed, edited, improved versions of events that already happened, or events that haven't happened yet. This is the same brain circuitry that lets you imagine tomorrow's meeting before you've had it. Neuroscientists sometimes call it mental time travel, the ability to leave the present moment and rehearse a different one. Here's the part that catches people off guard. This system doesn't distinguish clearly between something you're remembering and something you're inventing. Same neural real estate, same emotional charge. Which is why the fake argument in your head at 11 p.m. can make your chest tighten exactly like a real one did. So why that particular fake argument? Why does your brain choose the awkward text you sent 3 days ago, or the interview that already happened, instead of something pleasant? Because unfinished emotional business is sticky. There's a well-documented tendency called the Zeigarnik effect. The mind holds on to incomplete tasks far more persistently than completed ones. A finished conversation gets filed away. An unresolved one, where you didn't say what you meant, or you don't know how someone took it, stays open, like a browser tab your brain refuses to close. And nighttime is when there's finally bandwidth to go back and poke at it. This is why you don't lie awake replaying the birthday party that went fine. You lie awake replaying the comment your coworker made that you're still not sure was an insult. But it's not just about replaying the past. Sometimes it's rehearsal for something that hasn't happened yet. The breakup conversation you're dreading, the email you have to send tomorrow, the family dinner where you already know your uncle is going to bring up something political. Your brain runs the scene in advance. Different outcomes, different responses, trying each one on, like checking how an outfit looks before you actually wear it out the door. There's a reason this feels almost productive, even though it rarely leads anywhere. Simulating a future event lets you rehearse your reaction to it in a low-stakes environment. If you can already picture how you'll respond when your sister says that thing at dinner, the real moment feels slightly less threatening when it arrives. Your brain isn't torturing you for no reason. It thinks it's helping you prepare. The problem is the volume control doesn't work very well at night. During the day, you can interrupt a spiraling thought, answer a call, open your laptop, talk to someone. At night, there's no interruption available. So one imagined scenario doesn't just play once, it loops. And each loop adds a new detail, a sharper comeback, a worse possible outcome, until the 5-minute daydream has quietly become 45 minutes and you're staring at the ceiling with your heart rate elevated over something that isn't even real. This is where a lot of people start telling themselves a story about themselves. I'm an overthinker. Something's wrong with my brain. I can't turn my mind off. But that framing misses what's actually happening. It's not that your brain is broken at night. It's that your brain is finally uninterrupted. And uninterrupted minds default to unfinished business. There's also a quieter reason this intensifies right before sleep specifically. As you drift toward sleep, brain activity shifts out of the strict logical mode it uses during the day and starts loosening. Associations get looser, images get more vivid, the line between memory and imagination gets thinner. It's the same shift that eventually produces dreaming. The fake pre-sleep scenario isn't separate from dreaming. It's the on-ramp to it. You're not falling asleep and then dreaming. You're gradually dreaming your way into sleep, and the scripted arguments and rehearsed conversations are the first, still somewhat controllable draft of that process, which reframes the whole experience. That imagined conversation with your ex, running in a loop at midnight, isn't a symptom. It's a preview of the same machinery that will generate an actual dream 20 minutes later, just still tethered, barely, to real memory and real anxiety, instead of fully cut loose. Knowing this doesn't stop it from happening, but it changes what it means when it does. The mind reaching for an unfinished conversation at night isn't a flaw in your character or a sign that you think too much. It's a very old, very consistent system doing the one job it's been quietly built to do since long before either of us existed. Closing loops, rehearsing futures, making sense of a day it never got the chance to process in real time. So the next time you catch yourself mid-argument with someone who isn't even in the room, you might not need to fight it. You might just need to notice what loop it's trying to close, and ask yourself what it would actually take to close it in real life, so your mind doesn't have to keep reopening it at 1 a.m. The strangest part of all this, the version of you that shows up in these midnight scenes, braver, sharper, always saying the right thing, isn't a fantasy. It's a rough draft your brain is quietly writing of who you're becoming. What's the scenario your brain keeps replaying right before you fall asleep? And have you ever figured out why that one, specifically, won't let go? Tell me in the comments. If this gave you a new way of understanding your own mind, subscribe. This channel is built entirely around moments like this one, where something you felt your whole life finally gets a name.